We are seriously underestimating the true power of presentations. Do you know what presentations actually determine? They quietly determine who gets promoted, who gets trusted, whose ideas get acted on, and whose gets rejected. I learned this embarrassingly late in my career. Today, I want to share 5 brutal presentation truths I only learned after creating and delivering thousands of presentations over many, many years. I truly wish someone had pulled me aside when I was 25 and shared these truths with me. It would have saved me so much frustration and heartache over the years. Here is truth number 1. Most presentations are lost in the first 60 seconds. Do you know your presentation doesn't start when you begin explaining your idea? It starts the moment you open your mouth. Your audience makes a decision about you long before your best point ever shows up. Early in my career, I used to start my presentations like the way most presenters do. I would say some polite things like, "Good morning, thank you for coming, can everyone hear me," etc. Then I would slowly set up my presentation by providing all the background information. And while I did all this, I would literally see the audience slipping away, phones coming out, laptops opening, and attention drifting. What I didn't realize at the time was, in the first 60 seconds, audience wants to know just one thing. Why should I care right now? If you don't answer that immediately, your content becomes invisible no matter how good it is. So the only purpose of the first 60 seconds of your presentation is to earn attention. So I flipped my approach. I started spending a lot of my prep time on just the first 60 seconds. Not to sound dramatic, not to be clever, but to clearly signal this presentation is relevant to you. Once I fixed that, something interesting happened. I didn't need to fight for attention later. I had already earned it. Here is truth number 2. If you can't say it in one sentence, you don't understand it yet. Now, this was very painful. Once I was into my 4th slide explaining a marketing strategy. In my presentations, I used some complex models and some fancy terms, etc., in the hope of impressing my bosses. I was mid-sentence when my boss stopped me and asked, "So Ram, what are you actually trying to say?" I then fumbled for 30 seconds, trying different angles. That's when it hit me. I was trying to sound smart because I was not clear about my own point. The moment I could say we should focus on retaining our existing customers than acquiring new customers because our churn rate is killing our growth, everything fell in place. The slides made sense, the discussion made sense, and the decisions made sense. So long presentations and complicated slides are just symptoms of a confused mind. They usually mean you need to put some more mental work to understand your points well enough. Here is truth number 3. You don't need to say everything you know. This one humbled me. Early in my career as a trainer in a bank, I was proud of how much I knew, especially about mortgage products. Interest structures, edge cases, exceptions, formulas, I knew them all. So every time I stepped into the training room, I opened a fire hose of knowledge. Slide after slide, detail after detail, I poured everything I knew into the room because I truly believed that the more I shared, the more they learn. One day, I casually asked a few participants from the recent class about what they actually remembered from my last session. They looked totally blank. That's when it finally clicked. More information doesn't necessarily mean more value. People can realistically retain about 3 things. So your job as a presenter is not to say everything you know. It is to decide those 3 most important things they should walk away with by the end of the presentation. When I started presenting with this filter, everything changed. I had fewer slides, clearer focus, and better outcomes. And more honestly, a lot less ego as well. Here is truth number 4. You can't improve what you have never seen done well. Again, in my early career, I gave a lot of presentations and got, let's say, average reactions from the audience. And you know the worst part? I didn't know how to get better because I had not seen better. All I saw around me was the same old boring bullet point slides. Then I stumbled across a book called Presentation Zen, and it totally blew my mind. It showed me a completely different way to think about slides, structure, and simplicity. So I started to model the Zen style for my slides. But here is the twist. I painfully realized that Zen style doesn't always work for boardroom presentations. So I switched it up. Instead of following one guru, I studied different presenters, each one brilliant at something specific. I started modeling a colleague who was brilliant at clear, no nonsense report presentations. My number slides went one level up. Then I modeled another one who had an incredible eye for design. My slides started to look better. Then I modeled another one who could explain complex ideas without hiding behind jargon. My explanations started to get better. So I borrowed, tested, and adjusted ideas from different presenters, and that is when my presentations actually started to improve. They didn't dramatically change overnight, but I could see a consistent improvement in the quality of my presentations. So if your presentation feels just okay, it's good because it's normal. Don't overthink it. Find people who are better than you. Watch how they structure ideas. Study their slides. Steal respectfully. Because modeling great presenters is the fastest way to level up your presentations. Here is truth number 5. Presentations are decisions, not performances. This was the biggest shift of all. For a long time, I treated presentations as performances. I worried about how I looked, how I sounded, whether I seemed impressive, and that pressure made me stiff and self-conscious. Eventually, I realized something liberating. A presentation isn't about me. It's about helping people make a decision or understand something clearly. Once I internalized that, everything changed. I started making simpler slides. I ruthlessly cut everything that didn't drive a decision. I stopped trying to impress and started trying to help. The thing is, when you optimize for usefulness instead of performance, the pressure drops and the impact rises. So if you're early in your career, don't make the mistakes I did. Start sharpening your presentations right now because your career and your business depend on it. Want to learn a proven system for creating presentations? I've spent 20 years developing a structured approach that actually works. Check out our 10-step presentation blueprint. The details are in the description box below. It can make a difference to the way you present. Are you planning to use AI for your next presentation? Then stop right there and start watching the video that you see right now on your screen. It'll save you a lot of frustration and you will learn a step-by-step framework that will help you make better presentations using AI. I'll see you in that video.